Hey guys, I'm Ryan Wright. So today I'm going to be talking about Fear the Walking Dead series premiere episode. I wanted to say, I want a lot of you guys to check this out. Like, if you haven't seen it, you don't need to watch The Walking Dead at all. You don't need to see a single episode in order to understand this show. So it'd be cool to get the insights of people who have seen The Walking Dead and are watching this, and who haven't seen The Walking Dead but are really hooked into this show. Like, I watched it with Veronica, and Veronica is not into The Walking Dead whatsoever. She hates anything zombie related, but I forced her to watch the series premiere with me, and she fucking loved it, and she wants to watch the whole season. So it'd be really cool to see what you guys have to say. So if you don't have AMC, if you don't have Time Warner Cable, I went on Amazon.com and I rented it for like $3, so it's like the perfect place to go to. Okay, so this is gonna be a non-spoiler review. I'm going to be doing a spoiler review of this, but for those who haven't seen the episode yet, like I said, I want a lot of people to watch this, and I figured I'd give my initial, like, feelings, reaction to it. Personally, I fucking loved it. I thought it was brilliant. And I really feel that there's a lot of critics who don't know what's in store for this series. Like, if you look at the clever writing of The Walking Dead, what those writers do, how they tell a specific story for the whole season, and how each episode progressively gets more intense throughout the season till the final episode of that season, and where it's just like, oh my god, I gotta catch the next one now. I can already feel this show is doing that, and it had a great first episode. It had a wonderful opening, a brilliant ending, the journey, all of it was good. The show managed to do something that I wasn't too sure they could really pull off. It felt incredibly fresh. It doesn't feel like The Walking Dead. In a lot of ways, it just feels like a brand new zombie series. Like, you don't have to call this Fear the Walking Dead. I mean, yeah, it's in the same universe, the same zombie rules apply. There's so many variations of zombie movies. I'm sure we'll get a variation of zombie television shows now. We're already starting to get it. It's totally different, and I love the way it is. So The Walking Dead, the original series, that first episode, the setup of it is that the apocalypse has already happened. Zombies have already taken over the world. This one is taking place like right when the virus is starting to slowly spread. So a lot of people might think like, oh, what's the point of this show if we already know the zombies are gonna win, they're gonna have the apocalypse and all that. Now, I'm not here to state the point of this show. I'm not gonna speak for the writers, but there is a lot of reasons why I think you should watch this show. First off, I will say if you like The Walking Dead, more than likely you're gonna like this series. And if you haven't seen The Walking Dead, you know how much people love that fucking show, so why don't you just hop on the bandwagon for Fear the Walking Dead so you can be part of the cool crowd. Trust me, I know what it's like to not be part of the cool crowd. I really wish I was into Game of Thrones more. There you go. Just lost a lot of respect, and a lot of people just exited the video now because I said that. This series has a different tone. There's a different vibe. I'm really surprised by the amount of people I'm hearing say that the show is slow. But I noticed that complaint is usually followed by there's not much zombie action in it. If that's all you want, this show will not be that rewarding for you. Even in The Walking Dead, a lot of episodes not really about the walkers. And I think this show like moves significantly faster than The Walking Dead. Watch an episode of The Walking Dead and then watch the series premiere of this, you'll be like, yeah, that one's way faster paced. Because of the world that The Walking Dead takes place in, it's like a slow moving survival tension thriller. This world is our world. It's modern day, where it's a lot more energy. We got a lot of things that people in The Walking Dead don't have, like cell phones and internet, television, all kinds of media stuff. And what this show does well is it knows how to use the media stuff really well, where it really adds to the story in this world and shows that this is different. Another thing this show does well, it gives us really strong characters. The Walking Dead characters are all fucking awesome, you know, a good amount of them at least. And this show does it, and they have totally different types of characters, because in The Walking Dead, they're just immediate like survivors, you know? So there's like a trauma in all these dudes. In this one, it's like they're all traumatized. It's a dysfunctional family we're focusing on, but it's like real life human drama problems, not, oh my god, everyone I know is dead problems. And what was interesting is I found myself really invested in the drama of these characters. What it does great is, yes, it's not that focused on the zombies throughout. It's more so the drama of these characters. And I like how they really make us get invested in these characters, and you're seeing it's a build-up show. One thing these zombie movies need is like, we need to be invested in these characters, but people want zombie action. So in the zombie movies, and they're like, oh, we can't have them be more than 2 hours at least. This is a television show, so yeah, I'm totally on board for them for their first episode to be primarily character. That way, when the zombie shit starts occurring, it's gonna be on the edge of your seat. That cell phone ring went off at the right time. Another thing I think people are failing to recognize is that there's a lot of drama occurring that is... Oh my god. What I don't think a lot of people realize is that yes, there's a lot of drama occurring outside of zombie shit, but at the same time, all the drama's occurring because of the zombie incident of the beginning of this show. So even though we're not seeing the zombies a lot of the time, it's still all revolving around what is to be the apocalypse. And that event that occurs, it causes the main characters, this dysfunctional family, to have to try and work past emotional barriers. And I found myself really engrossed in that shit. I wasn't like, when the fuck are more zombies gonna appear? Like, why are people so, like, do you really just want a show to start off with a shit ton of zombies and then progressively just have shit ton more zombies? You fucking phone. I ain't filming. Anyway, it does something great where you're invested in these characters before they're even aware an apocalypse is on its way. That when they give you scenes and teases that the zombie apocalypse is gonna be on its way, those scenes are terrifying because you feel the fear for those characters. And the fact that you know the apocalypse is gonna happen kind of aids to the fear because you're like, oh man, these people I really like don't realize that they're fucked. This really is about the journey. It's really about these characters. And they hint at details that we might get to explore. Like how the government, the military starts responding to this situation. What they decide to keep from the public. What they decide to reveal to the public. Like, could the government's plan this be a major factor as to why the zombies took over? And I know people are gonna argue like, well, The Walking Dead says this and first season said this, so the zombie apocalypse is gonna occur regardless. Nature will take over. But maybe this show is gonna offer us something different where like, maybe that's the real X. Maybe we can get a cure now. Another thing this show does really well in the first episode, it takes its time to explore the survival instincts of man, like that human nature of survival, before the zombie shit starts really going down. You know, we explore that in The Walking Dead, but those are already zombies, so it's like, yeah, of course your survival instincts are gonna kick in. But you see other situations in this show where you're like, wow, that's what this character was talking about. Now they're really showing it with this character. It's good writing, it's good writing. Especially with one main character, I think his name's Nick, of course I can't remember right now. He's a junkie. That's not a spoiler, it was revealed like really early on in the episode. But he does a fantastic job, and at first I was like, I don't really know about this guy. But as each scene went along with him, he got better and better, and by his final moment, he is fantastic. And because of him, I really feel like we're gonna get more psychological exploration of these characters. And last thing I gotta say, I keep stressing that it's really about the journey. However, knowing that the apocalypse is coming, it does something really well that a lot of prequels don't seem to know how to get down, or like knowing what result is coming. Like I found myself going, I know what's coming. I know the zombies will rule the world. But I'm kind of hoping it doesn't happen. Like I've seen 5 seasons of The Walking Dead and I'm watching this first episode and I'm like, man, I'm really hoping that apocalypse doesn't come around. Anyway, yeah, like I keep saying, the show has a totally different tone, totally different vibe. If you can accept it as a totally separate show that just happens to have The Walking Dead in its title, I guarantee you will see why it's great. And the buildup is suspenseful, and what really makes it great is all in the details of every fucking scene they do, what scenes they chose to capture. Really well done. And those details, obviously, that's what the spoiler review is going to be for. I'm on board. I don't know if I'm going to do an episode-to-episode review, but I'll definitely be doing a series finale review, so keep a lookout for that at least. Anyway, guys, thanks for tuning in to me talking on my couch. If you're new to the channel, you can subscribe to The Real Rejects. You can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Vine, and Periscope, because if we get more followers, we can get even more product placement. E-cigarette fluid. E-cigarettes are great. They help you with weaning off cigarettes, despite all the rumors of what other shit is wrong with e-cigarette fluid. E-cigarette fluid does get you off those bad smelling cigarettes that cause cancer. Another thing you can do with e-cigarette fluid, you can jizz in it, mix it with your cum, you know, and just shake it up a little bit. And then afterwards, you fill your e-cigarette with that semen slash fluid of e-cigarette stuff. And then you have Jerry take a hit of it. He still doesn't know. But he drank my cum. What a loser. What a loser. E-cigarette fluid.